At 2:17 a.m., Camera 6 showed my security booth. Not the hallway it's supposed to watch. My booth. From behind my chair. I could see my own shoulders sitting exactly where I was sitting. And then the version of me on the screen lifted his hand and waved at the camera. That was the moment I understood why the last guard quit and why the supervisor told me on my first day, ignore Channel 6 no matter what you see.
The job was simple. Sit in a booth, watch one hallway camera, log anything weird. It paid too well for how boring it sounded. That should have been my first clue. The supervisor was old, tired, and in a hurry to leave. He didn't give me a tour. He didn't even learn my name. He just pointed at the monitors and said, "Everything you need is on that desk." Then he paused, like he hated what he had to say next, and ignore Channel 6. I asked what Channel 6 was. He didn't answer. He just said, "If it glitches, you don't troubleshoot it. You don't stare at it. You don't react." Then he left. The moment the door shut, the booth felt sealed, like the air got thicker, like the building remembered I was alone. For the first hour, nothing happened. Just the hallway. Fluorescent lights. White tiles. 2 doors at the far end. It looked like every hospital corridor you've ever hated. I kept my eyes on Channel 1 like I was paid to. And I kept my eyes off Channel 6 like I was warned to. But the thing about don't look is, it puts a magnet in your brain. At 2:11 a.m., the corner of Channel 6 flickered. Just once. A soft pulse of brightness. My eyes didn't go there. I'm serious. I forced myself to stare at the hallway like it was the most interesting hallway on Earth. And then, the hallway camera showed something new. At the far end, between the 2 doors, a figure, standing perfectly still, facing the camera, not moving, like it had been there the whole time, and the camera just decided to admit it. I leaned closer, squinting. It didn't wave. It didn't step forward. It didn't even sway. It was the stillness that got me. Real people don't hold still like that. I reached for the radio. My finger hovered over the button. Then I remembered the rule sheet. I looked down. The top line was underlined hard enough the paper tore a little. If you see someone on camera 1, do not leave the booth. Below it, if the figure faces the camera, do not blink. I laughed. A small, stupid laugh, because it had to be a prank, but my eyes were drying out, and the hallway figure felt like it was waiting for that exact moment. I blinked. Once, just a reflex, a single flicker. When my eyes opened, the figure was closer. Not by a step, by too much, like it skipped distance. I sat back so fast my chair squealed. The hallway camera didn't wobble, the lights didn't flicker, the world acted normal. Only the figure changed. My radio hissed, not a message, just static. Then, softly, my own voice came through. "Don't look at 6. It wasn't live. It sounded like a recording, like something playing a memory at me. I stared at Channel 1 and tried to breathe, and I did not, under any circumstances, look at Channel 6 until I saw movement in its reflection. The monitors are glossy. They reflect the booth behind me, and in that dark reflection, I saw Channel 6 was bright. I didn't want to, but my eyes shifted half a second. Channel 6 wasn't a hallway. It wasn't even a camera angle I recognized. It was my booth. From behind my chair, I could see the back of my head, my shoulders, my arms on the desk, the radio, the coffee cup, all of it. The only problem was, there is no camera in this room, and if there was, it would be in front of me, not behind me. On the screen, the me sitting there moved slowly, like it had thick joints. It lifted its hand and waved at the camera. I looked down at the rules again. My hands were shaking. The line I hadn't noticed before was dead center, not underlined, just written like a fact. If you see yourself, do not wave. My throat went dry because I hadn't waved yet. The thing on the screen was waving first. I whispered, "No," like that meant anything. And then my body betrayed me. I lifted my hand, not a big wave, just a small twitch like a test. On the monitor, the me waved back, 1 second late. That's when Channel 6 changed again. It cut, no static, just a clean switch. To my bedroom, my real bedroom, the one I left an hour ago. The camera angle was from the corner near the closet, high up, like something perched there. My bed was unmade, my phone was on the nightstand, and my bedroom door was slightly open. The hallway beyond it was dark, too dark, like the house lights didn't exist anymore. Then, something moved in that darkness. A silhouette slid into view, tall, human-shaped, standing in my doorway at home. I wasn't in my bedroom, I was in the booth, but my skin went cold, like it knew the distance didn't matter. The radio hissed again, and my voice, recorded, whispered, "It can watch anywhere you've been."
I did the only thing I could think of. I covered Channel 6 with my clipboard, like you can block a camera with paper. Then I stood up, slowly, and looked at the rain-streaked window. My reflection stared back, tired face, wide eyes, and behind my reflection, someone was standing in the booth, right behind my chair. I turned around. There was nothing there. Empty booth, empty chair, monitors humming. I looked back at the window. The silhouette was still behind me in the reflection. My radio clicked. A calm voice, my voice, said, "Now you understand. It's your shift." And that's the last clear memory I have, because the next thing I saw was camera 6, showing the booth from behind the chair, and the chair was empty, but the me on the screen was still sitting there, still waving, waiting for me to wave back.